Good afternoon everyone, welcome to Crack Grade B and welcome to today's session. Can someone tell me whether my voice is clear and is this screen clearly visible to all of you? Good afternoon. Okay, thank you. So let's start with today's session and let's start with ASO. Okay, some portions we'll do today and some of the news that are still remaining we'll complete in the next session. Okay, it's not the complete session for 7th and 8th. One more session we'll take in the next class. Okay, till then let's read what the news are. So the first news is with respect to CRISIL report regarding Indian economy. It says that India's economic growth, or its real GDP, okay, it will decelerate to 6.8% in the fiscal year 25. Okay, so earlier predictions with respect to India's real GDP growth was higher by the CRISIL, which decelerated it to 6.8%, which is usually closer to what RBI predicted in context of that. Okay, so previously उन्होंने 7.6% प्रिडिक्ट किया था, बट बाकी सारे इंस्टीट्यूशंस को देखा कि वो तो 7 के आसपास घूम रहे हैं, तो उन्होंने कहा कि चलो लेट्स बी ऑन द लोअर साइड एंड लेट्स नॉट go a little bit overboard with respect to what's the projection of Indian economy will be. Okay, so the CRISIL says that Indian economy will grow at 6.8% in financial year 25. So if I ask you what was the projection for growth for financial year 25 by the Reserve Bank of India is anyone? RBI ने कितना प्रोजेक्शन दिया हुआ है? Vinay says 7. What about others? आप सब भी तो current affairs पढ़ रहे हो. And we have discussed this immense times and I have also asked this ample amount of times. The correct answer is 7 only. Okay? The recent Monetary Policy Committee meeting, the Reserve Bank of India says that 7% will be achieving in financial year 25. Okay? So this is with respect to the growth. What's another thing that CRISIL report actually talked about? It talked about India becoming a, being closer to 7 trillion GDP. It says that between financial year 25 and financial year 31, we'll, close it towards $7 trillion mark. Another thing which CRISIL report says that India is projected to become third largest economy globally by 2031. Okay, and the factors that will be contributing to this will be slowdown. That factor for reduction in growth rate was slowdown on account of increased rate. Okay, and reduced fiscal stimulus impacting domestic demand. ठीक है, तो ओवरऑल ओवरबोर्ड मैक्रो इकोनॉमिक प्रोजेक्शंस है एंड ऑब्वियसली इंक्लूड हायर इंटरेस्ट रेट्स. नेचुरली इफ यू जस्ट प्रोजेक्ट, अगर आपसे बोलूँ मैं कि इफ यू वांट टू थिंक एंड प्रोजेक्ट व्हाट इंडियन इकोनॉमी विल बी ग्रोइंग, एटलीस्ट आप थोड़े बहुत ट्रेंड्स तो अपने आप देख सकते हो. इफ यू सी द ट्रेंड विद रिस्पेक्ट टू इंटरेस्ट रेट्स, व्हाट डू यू थिंक विल हैपन इन फ्यूचर? एनीवन? For those of you who are continuously following monetary policy committees, meetings since the past 1 year, what do you think the monetary policy committee will be doing in the upcoming financial year 25 with respect to the interest rates? Anyone? Depending upon, obviously, you also remember the data of inflation. तो आप लोग भी सोचिए. And this is just a thinking exercise that you guys should need to do in order to utilize the application of whatever you are remembering. No, for the next 1 year, what do you think Reserve Bank of India will do and on the basis of that, what do you think Indian economy will grow? Yes, see, अब देखो normally अगर आप देखोगे, it is visible from the different indicators, especially in context inflation, that the inflation is consistently declining. Obviously, even though it is still within the range of Reserve Bank of India's inflation target, अगर ये थोड़ा और decline कर जाए, so that repo rate do have a chance of also reducing. And whenever repo rate reduces, what happens in the economy, everyone? This is a conceptual question, easiest question. Money supply increases, or you can say liquidity increases. And whenever liquidity increases in the economy, you can definitely say there will be more expansion of economic growth. तो इस तरीके से आप लोग सोच सकते हो, ठीक है? Just a thinking exercise that what is right now going on and what are the things that in which direction you would really think that the economy will be going. Chalo, next is RBI mandates customer choice in card networks. So this is a very recent phenomena, and obviously, as all of you know, whenever you see a credit card at the bottom right corner, you all see card networks such as Visa, RuPay, MasterCard, Diners Club, and even American Express, isn't it? So whenever you go to a bank and ask for a credit card, do you really have any choice with respect to choosing which card network do you want on your credit card? Anyone? आपके पास चॉइस रहती है क्या? जब भी आप लेने जाते हो, आपके पास चॉइस तो केवल इस चीज की रहती है कि आप SBI का कौन सा उठाओगे, है ना, या HDFC का कौन सा क्रेडिट कार्ड उठाओगे आप लोग. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, you know, blue वाला Diners Club आता है, फिर platinum, gold and all those things, all those depending upon the different features and different annual fees. But RBI says हो गया, अब ना थोड़ा customers को देनी पड़ेगी choice. So in context to that, RBI says that the card issuing authorities or card issuing agencies, which is usually banks in this case, they need to provide choice to the customers with respect to which card network they will employ on their credit cards or debit card. Yeah? So it is in this context, this, let's say, choice has been provided to the customers. Okay, and Reserve Bank of India, naturally this move, if you think in context of that, this move is a good sign if you want to promote RuPay, card network in India, which is an indigenously developed card network technology. ठीक है, next time से आपको choice है, instead of going with foreign companies, you can always choose to go for NPCI established RuPay technology. ठीक है, RuPay technology choose करें, देश को बढ़ाएं आगे, और फिर इसको इंटरनेशनलाइज करवा देंगे हम लोग. उस पर तो सरकार काम कर ही रही है. ठीक है, चलो, लेट्स मूव ऑन. So ICRA has also provided projections with respect to various indicators related to economy. For instance, this is specifically in context of aviation sector. Okay, so we have ample amount of times seen these credit rating agencies providing various reports in context of economic growth, macroeconomy and all those things, but here this time they've gone for sectoral projections. So in context of sectoral projections, they have gone for aviation sector projections, in which they've said that despite various challenges associated on account of COVID-19 and other supply chain disruptions and COVID-induced lockdown, those things are now a thing of past. Okay, so it is in this context they say that the aviation economy will probably be growing at 8 to 13% on Y-on-Y basis. So it says that robust growth in India's aviation sector for financial year 25. You can see an increase in domestic air traffic by 8 to 13% on Y-o-Y basis between 24 and 25. Okay, and this will surpass pre-COVID levels of domestic and international passenger traffic. Okay, and the main reason for all of this is that the financial health improvement of Indians have been there, and this has led to net loss reduction for the airlines. Okay, और फिर और भी factors हैं, for example improved financials of the company, rising demand, stable cost environment, favorable, all those things. ठीक है, but still the challenges are increased aircraft groundings due to engine issues, global supply chain challenges, और सबसे बड़ी challenge क्या है? You know, what are the biggest challenges in context of aviation sector right now? Anyone? जिसकी बातें बहुत हो रही है न्यूज में भी, बहुत सारी एयरलाइंस फेमस हो रही हैं इन सब चीजों के लिए. सर्विसेज तो बहुत ओवरऑल हो गया. वी आर लुकिंग फॉर समथिंग स्पेसिफिक विच इज डिलेज. ठीक है, बहुत सारे आप लोग ट्विटर पर देख ही रहे होगे कितना डिले चल रहा है इन कॉन्टेक्स्ट ऑफ वेरियस फ्लाइट्स. ठीक है, बट डिस्पाइट ऑल दीज चैलेंजेस एटलीस्ट, और फिर मोटा मोटी तो वही चीज़ है ना कि इवन इफ सर्विसेज में देर आर इश्यूज एंड मे बी इन लेट्स से डिप्लॉयमेंट ऑफ और इवन मेंटेनेंस में कोई इशू आ रहा है, बट अगर आपकी डिमांड वैसी की वैसी है तो आपके यू नो रेवेन्यू पे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. अगर आप अभी एयरपोर्ट पे जाओगे, इवन इफ यू गो टू यू नो इंदिरा गांधी इंटरनेशनल एयरपोर्ट इन दिल्ली at let's say 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning, still you will feel like you have gone to some fish market or something like that. इतनी भीड़ रहती है. How many of you have experienced this kind of crowd? ठीक है. So what does this tell you? Even if after various issues with respect to services offered by various airline companies, the demand is still over there. Next is national news. So Prime Minister launches India's first underwater metro line in Kolkata. ठीक है, अब देखो ये न्यूज़ तो सबको पता है और बहुत बेसिक न्यूज़ है. इतनी वन लाइनर तो आएगी नहीं, अगर आएगा तो थोड़ा बहुत इन डेप्थ पूछा जाएगा. ठीक है, so it is in this context Prime Minister inaugurated Kolkata's metro Esplanade Havada Maidan section, okay, which passes below the mighty Hooghly River through the country's first underwater transportation tunnel. ठीक है. Next is India's lithium exploration in Argentina. Okay, so the Mines Ministries, the news says, is seeking local partners in Argentina for lithium exploration. Okay, now the thing is, we need to know the agencies which will be doing this. So Kabil Khanaj Bidesh India Limited acquires 5 lithium blocks in Argentina. The development and exploration cost is around 200 crores over 5 years, and these blocks are in Catamarca district in Argentina. Next is Kerala launches government-backed OTT platform known as C-Space. It's an important news. State-wise news है ना. So the platform C-Space is the government-backed OTT platform, just like Amazon Prime and Netflix. But इसमें स्पेशलिटी ये है कि फर्स्ट गवर्नमेंट-backed OTT प्लेटफॉर्म है ना? आप इसका नाम याद करके रखिए. And this platform will be managed by Kerala State Film Development Corporation. The content which will be displayed on this platform will be 35 feature films, 6 documentaries and 1 short film. Okay. Next is, in context of defense and science and technology, changes in FDI norms for India's space sector. So it is in this context we have just read the news regarding this same. So what was the norm that we studied way back in just past 1 or 2 weeks? हम लोगों ने अभी पढ़ा था ना FDI का news with respect to space sector that the government has changed. So what was that news? %100% in what? 100% FDI limit was in context of what? Manufacturing of components. Correct. Okay. 100% FDI limit was in context of manufacturing of components of satellites. Okay, so the news is within that context only, the government has introduced just one more provision with respect to this FDI limit. Okay, so this limit you have to read along with this one particular line as well, which says that investee entity will be subjected to sectoral guidelines issued by Department of Space. So thoda bahut, let's say a little bit legal thing, ठीक है, इससे ज़्यादा और कोई चेंज हुआ नहीं है. तो अपार्ट फ्रॉम ऑब्वियसली 100% अलाउइंग बस सेक्टोरल गाइडलाइंस भी they'll have to make sure they take care of that. Next is Yashasvi Jaiswal enters top 10 in ICC test rankings. Okay, he climbed up to 10th position, holding 727 rating points. Okay, so notably he is the only left-handed batter in the exclusive club. Next is the award section. With respect to President presenting Sangeet Natak Academy Awards. Okay, so there are various categories over here. So the recipients of Academy Fellowship, which is the highest honor in the field, include, folklorist Vinayak Khedekar in context of Veena, R. Viswaswaran, for Kathak, Sunayan Hazarilal, for Kuchipudi, Raja and Radha Reddy, and theatre artists Dulal Roy and D.P. Sinha. आप कम से कम ये वाले नाम तो याद करके रखिए, because it's the most highest honor in context of Sangeet Natak Academy Awards. The name and the category as well. So the Academy Fellows will be receiving a prize amount of 3 lakh rupees. Okay. And the Academy Award was first conferred in 1952. So make sure you remember this. Last thing in this session is what's important days. This all of you must have already seen yesterday only. So International Women's Day was celebrated yesterday. Not yesterday, day before yesterday. Okay. The theme is invest in women, accelerate progress. And yes, yesterday only March 8, International Women Day. Invest in women, accelerate progress. Please remember the theme. It has been celebrated widely. Most probably the exam will include this. Yes, today's session is short. Okay, that's why I've mentioned over here. It's a part 1 session of the 7 to 8 March. In the next session, rest of the news will be covered with respect to the same date. Okay. Anything else if anyone wants to ask? जियोपॉलिटिक्स से रिलेटेड डाउट है? क्या डाउट है बताइए. Same time, 3:30 we'll meet on Monday. Okay. Amandeep. नहीं, न्यूक्लियर टेस्ट करा के आप अचीव करना क्या चाहते हैं? सी न्यूक्लियर टेस्ट एंड ऑल दोज थिंग्स वो इंडिया की न्यूक्लियर डेटरेंस पॉलिसी के ऊपर डिपेंडेंट करता है. ठीक है. दैट्स अ कम्प्लीटली डिफरेंट सब्जेक्ट फॉर कम्प्लीटली डिफरेंट सेशन. सो थैंक यू गाइस फॉर ज्वाइनिंग. विल मीट इन द नेक्स्ट सेशन. Okay, till then keep revising.